Alright, so I wanted to just walk you guys through the process of creating the the wall section details that I want you guys to create for your project. So I've got the demo house right here, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my level 2 because I actually have a wall there, and you'll want to use your existing section cuts. I'm going to have to create some section cuts for this house, so we'll do that right there. Now go to view for this section cut, and let's do this side. So once I'm here at this point, I want to use the call out option at the top, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit just to make it easier on myself. I'm going to select right around that area. I want to keep it kind of tight for now, and then I'll modify it from there later. And again, I'll go to view. Actually, real quick, I should point out, so this should show up right here as section 1, section call out 1, which is what this object is. So I'll go to view, just in case you needed to find those, which you will eventually. So next I'm going to drag this out so I've got space to actually put text here. I'm going to select the level markers. This is more just I don't like having them there than anything else. And then we're going to crank up the detail to fine, and now you can see that we have what looks like the different layers of our wall. And if I click on this wall, go to edit type, and then preview, and again the preview is going to be set up like that, but if section. So then here's that same section of the wall, and here's our parameters for the wall. So outside is finish, thermal, membrane, which is going to be 0 there, substrate, plywood sheathing, I'm sorry, substrate plywood sheathing, and then here I have, technically it should be a wood stud, but this was just a demo. So we'd have the metal stud here in the center, 6-inch nominal with insulation. And then another membrane layer on the inside and gypsum wallboard. So we're going to list basically what's in this list out next to this section of wall. So I'm going to go ahead and hide the ceiling for this one too. And then we'll just take this down just a tiny bit. Okay. If you do need it as well, we're not doing it for this project necessarily, but you might need it as well. So if you go to annotate, there's an option here for insulation. Set the thickness, so again I'm at 6-inch nominal, so 5.5 inches. And then I'm probably going to get it on the wrong side. What is this scale for? Okay. Oh, yeah. Alright, go back. Okay. So let's do it right here. Bring it up. What am I doing? Completely wrong spot. That's why. Okay, and then we'll just, come on, select it. There we go. Oh, that's why it's so crazy wide. 5.5 inches. There we go. Okay. And then trying to select it. Okay, we'll just use keyboard. Come on. Okay, just put it right there. So if you need to demarcate insulation in a wall, you would use that tool right there to do that. But we're not necessarily going to be doing it for this project, but I figure I should throw it there just in case. Okay, so next we're going to click on text, and then we're going to set up our text, and it's basically going to be a vertical list right here. It's good practice to do text align right. We're going to want the leader middle right here. And we are going to want a 1-segment leader. Actually, let's do a 2-segment leader just to go through that. Actually, let's start out with 1 segment, and then I'll show you both. So we'll start here at the top, and I'm just going to click on that right there, draw the text out a tiny bit, and then for now I'm just going to go ahead and put all my text in, and then I'll come back and make any corrections. So there's one, and then this one would go to, so that was the siding. This is going to be our air gap. Oops. And I'm trying to, again, keep these vertically aligned, so I'm trying to do a copy move and keep that reference line parallel. It's one of those things where if you don't do them in a vertical line, it kind of looks sloppy, so that's why you do want to make sure that they're in a vertical line. So then we would have, so let me do another one now, and this one will be, we'll actually come in here and we'll change it to a, oh sorry, I have to do a new one. So text, and then, can I do it here? No, I have to do a new text. Okay. So let's say this one we'll put right here, bring it out, and then try and line that up right there. We'll call that B. And so if you do need to get your text crowded in a location and then just angle off to a different area to point, you can do that with the multi-segmented leader here. I'm already lost at where I'm at, so let me stop here and I'll start labeling this wall so that I remember what I'm doing. So something that helps, if you're on Windows, you have the Snip tool right here. And so what I'm going to do is do a new snip. And actually, let me make this a tiny bit bigger. So new snip, grab that, and we can close this menu, and then this is going to be right here. So I have it as a reference, so I can just Alt-Tab back and forth to it. So first one is going to be our, and we'll just call this clapboard siding. All caps. I don't care what font you use, but it's got to be in all caps. Clapboard siding. And then we'll hit close. And let's change this to 1/2 inch as well. The whole point of these details is that you should be able to see more detail, so as you get into a more detailed section, you're going to want to make sure that you bump that scale up for the text. So I got a little generous with the size right here. I'm going to go right there and then do a shift down arrow just to kind of keep the spacing consistent. So Alt-Tab, we have thermal air layer. Thermal air gap. Okay. Where was it? Close. Okay. Back over it. Membrane. So again, I'm going to put it right there. Hold down Shift and then down arrow, and it's going to jump it an amount like that. That's going to let me keep that consistent. Okay, clapboard siding. This was the membrane moisture barrier. Good, we're still fitting. Okay, move another one up, line it up right there, shift down, Alt-Tab. So at this point we should be at, plywood sheathing. So OSB, if I was doing this more technically, I'd actually include the widths and stuff, or the thickness of the material. I'm not going to for this. Except I will note it here because usually the stud layer is going to have multiple things on it. Please let me hit him. Okay. So this is 6-inch nominal wood stud, 16-inch OC. So remember, OC is on center. It's the gap spacing between the wood studs with batt insulation. Okay. So again, we're just saying 6-inch nominal stud, 16 inches apart, batt insulation in this layer. So that's what you've got going on in that area right there. I'm going to move that down because I didn't like how that looked. And then I didn't set this wall up, so I don't know why there was a another moisture barrier there, but there is, so we're gonna just go with it. So we have an, oops, I'll be lazy and see if I can copy this real quick. Okay, there's that, and then gypsum wallboard. Looks like I have an extra line right there too. Okay, and then nope. Line it up, shift down, and yeah, that's the right spot. And then this will be, I guess I should actually do it 1/2 inch. Gypsum wallboard. I don't know what I said for the plywood sheet. 3/4 inch. All right, sure. 3/4 inch OSB plywood sheathing. Nothing for that. 1 inch. I am going to name this in case you guys didn't realize. Okay, and then let's call it 3/8 inch clapboard siding. I should probably note the overlap between them, but I'm not going to. So this is how you would set up a sort of standard. This is what the walls are look like as a wall detail. I don't have any sheets set up, so we'll just real quick throw together a sheet. Again, you should be using our D. So we'll go down to title blocks, D, OK, and then placing this call out is that easy. Okay. So hold on, let me check this font size. I didn't actually check it before I started. What are we at? Okay. Nope. Did I just completely forget? 1 second, I forgot something. Okay, completely brain farted. For some reason, I was looking in this menu right here for the font size that's under here. So when you do create a new font size, which you will eventually have to do, just like everything else in Revit, you would duplicate it, rename it to, maybe we're doing 1/8 inch Arial. I hope that's not taken. Okay. And then we'd set the font size to text size rather to 1/8 inch. Tab size, I'm just going to put that in half. Yeah, okay. So then if I change that font size, there we have a smaller font. I'm always generally a fan of 1/8 inch, but that's just me. Some people think it's hard to read. So anyway, what I'm looking for when you do this though is that everything for your wall is labeled there, and you do have consistent spacing. All the arrows are lined up, either pointing straight or they're using the jointed one. But basically, you would label all the components of your wall with this drawing. Okay. So that's the last thing I think I wanted to see from you guys for this project that I haven't kind of already gone over. So I'll see your projects when they get there, I guess.